Good morning and welcome to another lecture I'm doing today. I'm bored, nothing much to do over here. So I found out from my mother there's something called Knoch Yomi, which is called basically Tanakh stands for Torah, Nevi'im, Ksuvim, which is the three main parts of Judaic literature. Torah is the Bible, the Old Testament. Nevi'im and Ksuvim, I believe, are part of the Christian theology also. But they're grouped into, there's definitely 24 different books. And they go through Nach, which is Nevi'im and Ksuvim, one parak a day, one chapter a day for about 2.5 years, the cycle is. So I decided to jump in because it's interesting today. Today is Megillas Esther, the story of Esther. I don't know if it's part of the Christian theology. I'm not sure, but it's a very interesting story in Megillas Esther. It's the second chapter in Megillas Esther, which is probably the most controversial chapter there is in all of Nach. We're going to call it this new series. I'm not going to do it every day because I don't have the time to do it, and I'm probably just do an Ian shear, an analytic shear. I'm calling it knock it out of the park. Knock it out of the park. Home run, baby. So I want to talk about the second paragraph, which talks about a very controversial topic about King Achashverosh, this king either from the past, maybe from the future, who does seemingly a pretty evil thing. In my eyes, it's a pretty evil thing. Made a contest. He wanted to find a queen. He made a contest among all these virgins to come to his palace and apparently to sleep with them. That's what it seems. Most people interpret it to sleep with all of these virgins. And if he liked the virgin, he would sleep with her again to see if he really liked her. And to me, even King Achashverosh, which the Talmud says he was considered a Rasha, he was considered an evil person in some people's eyes. Other places say that he was a tzaddik, he was considered to be a righteous person. Hard to understand exactly what the Talmud is telling you. But either way, it's unclear exactly what his motivation was in asking him to sleep with him. And just out of personal experience, I don't think that's right. I don't think that's beneath the dignity of any woman, Jewish or not Jewish, to just, meet a woman and to just sleep with them the first night. That's just not the way it works. That's why you date. That's why you meet them. You have to give decency to a woman. You don't take advantage of them. And you're not going to enjoy it. A man's not going to enjoy a relationship with a woman if he just sleeps with her on the first night. So I don't think that's what's going on over here. It's very unclear. It says that each night they would come in front of the melech, they would come in front of the king. The pasuk says over here in the second chapter in Megillas Esther, the third pasuk, the third verse. Is called Nara Basula Tovas Mora. Anyone she was a virgin and she was good looking. Based on Hashim Yad against Shisamalach. The one that was best in his eyes. And it says later on in the chapter, they would come every night. They would come, and in the morning they would go back. So people think it means he slept with each of them. I don't think that's what it means. I think it just means that he spent the night with them, because if you're going to sleep with them, most people, it doesn't take that long to sleep with them. You have to be there an entire night. To me, it means that he wanted to spend time with them. He had a date with them. He had a nighttime date with them. He got to know them. He talked with them. He had a long date from the morning till the night. He didn't go to sleep, apparently. Maybe other times he slept, but he got to know them, and he wanted to see their talents. He wanted to see how well they sang, how well they danced, how nice of a person they were, how beautiful they were in person, with makeup, without makeup. They were allowed to ask whatever they wanted. They were allowed to ask for makeup or not makeup. Esther didn't ask for makeup. She didn't ask for a lot of makeup. So that he wanted to see the most beautiful woman to find the queen in place of Vashti. So that's my interpretation over here. I don't think it means that Achashverosh went ahead and slept with each of these women, which I think, according to most classical rabbinic sources, is the understanding that he slept with all of them. I don't think that's what it means. I think that's the real interpretation. He had a date, a long, full date, from 8 o'clock in the evening to 8 o'clock in the morning, 12-hour date, to find out who truly was worthy of being the next queen. That is the explanation you can take to the bank. I'm telling you, in my opinion.